Life's Choices, the movie, It's Never Too Late. We followed Radio 1 to the Durham Marriott, where they had their 2010 Youth Explosion.
Dr. Derek Greenfield, North Carolina State University professor and motivational speaker. I am so excited about this Life's Choices, the movie, about positivity. Indeed, the answer is in your hands, young people. You make the decisions. Don't give anybody else that power over your life. Do what you want to do, make positive things happen, and indeed, the future is all yours.
Jerry, let's talk about success.
To have that sense of passion. You got to be persistent. You got to be hungry, like Trey has talked about. And I think that notion of success is saying, what is it that I'm on this earth to do? What is it that I've got that no one else has and that I can give to this world? And reach that little bit higher and do that little bit more. You gotta realize that you're here for a purpose. I'm not supposed to be here. Both my parents had cancer. They were told they could have no more kids. Oops. And people say, no, you're an accident. I say, no, cars have accidents. I'm a surprise, right? Out of nowhere. But I know my purpose. So you're challenged to find out, what are you on this earth to do? Let me just remind you of one quick thing. The odds of winning lotto are about 20 million to 1. The odds of winning lotto are about 20 million to 1. And the night that you were conceived, there were 500 million sperm present. Each one represented a different, unique individual. And out of 500 million, you were chosen. That's 25 times harder than winning lotto. And you beat 500 million to 1 odds. You're here for a purpose.
I want to know how he got the job that he has, but more importantly, where he's going to go next. So, and remember this, you guys, we're going to get pictures. Everybody on this panel going to hang around, so you get pictures, autographs. They're all real people, so we're going to get all that. But I want y'all to get what they're saying right now. I want you to understand.
When I was about 14 or 15 years old, I remember my mom had come to school with me one day, and our teacher was talking, and because I was actually in trouble. And the teacher told the class, she was like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Always have a plan B. If something doesn't go right, make sure you don't invest all your stuff into one thing. You know, always have different options for yourself. And my mom walked out and she told me, she was like, that's cool, and some people live by that. But my mom told me, only have a plan A. She said, don't have a plan B because it only distracts from your plan A. You can do anything that you want to do, focus on what that is, and only have a plan B because only have a plan A because having a plan B only distracts from that. And so at that age, that's always been my motto. I don't have any other plans besides what I'm doing. At age 15, I started off, just like Karen said, interning at a radio station, and I looked on television and I said, I'm going to be a movie star, I'm going to be a TV star, and I'm going to be a radio star. Those are the things that I want to do. And since the age of 14, 15, I have walked down that path and I have not done anything else. I never played basketball, I never did anything else but going in the direction that I thought would get me to that level. Since then, you know, I've gone to college and I've studied other things, and, you know, I have business background and all of those other things, but I stayed focused on what I want to do because I want to be great at it. And there's a common denominator between people that are great at something and people that are just okay. That denominator is 10,000 hours of doing what it is that you want to be great at. I.e., is basically doing whatever you want to do for about 3 hours a day for 10 years. Before you can consider yourself great at something. Michael Jordan was playing basketball when he was in diapers. The best race car drivers, from Jeff Gordon to Dale Earnhardt Jr., were driving when they were 3 years old. The Beatles practiced monotonously. All of the greatest people that are great at what they do, and even great doctors, you got to go to school for 8 years, and you're still not a great doctor until you get your own time of doing it more years after that. So my point is the reason that I'm in this position and the reason that I'm going to continuously go on and accomplish all of my goals is because I have no doubts in myself and because I practice what I want to do each and every day. So I think you said it, or a couple of you guys said kind of the same message, is once you identify what you're good at, whatever that is, whether you're good at cooking, whether you're good at, whether you want to be an astronaut, or you want to be a lawyer, you're good at arguing, whatever it is that you're good at, buckle down, focus on it, and every morning when you wake up, do the things that you think will get you closest to that. Read about the people that are in that position. I can tell you anything you want to know about Will Smith. I can tell you anything you want to know about Oprah Winfrey. I study these people. I damn near stalk these people. I'm obsessed with becoming great, and I'm obsessed with taking myself and my life to the next level. And in order to get on that level that you want, you're gonna have to do that. Where I'm going next is movies. I have 2 movies dropping before the end of this year. I have a new sneaker that's coming out next month with Coogee. So I have a lot of campaigns and I have a lot of different things that I'm working on. But my advice to you is it's going to be great when you hear people tell you to put your eggs in all these baskets, but if your heart believes in something, if you wake up every day thinking, you know what, I wish I was there. I wish I was this person. I look up to that person. I wish I could be doing that. There is nothing stopping you from doing that. If we can have a black president, then you can do whatever you want to do as well. And I just hope that if anything that you've learned from all of these panelists, from you telling us to reach higher, to the story that you told inspirationally about your mother and how you overcame those obstacles, I mean, everybody on this panel is going through something and they're here. And whatever you're going through in your life, you could be here and better than me and better than all of us as well. You have the potential to do that. So I just hope that if there's anything that you learn from this panel, it's just to believe in yourself, figure out what you want to do, and go do it. I was working down in Florida. I had about $400 in my entire bank account. I was broke. This is after I graduated college. This is 2 years after I had a college degree and was working a job making maybe $19,000 a year because I was miserable because everybody told me that you have to, you know, get a regular job after school. So I was miserable. I spent about 2 years. My path wasn't straight. I heard about it on TV. My brother Fred said the audition's in New York, and I went to New York and I got cut. I got cut from the audition, and when it was time to go back home, my brother Fred just kept driving the car and said, you know what? They got another audition in Atlanta. We got nothing to lose. We're already poor. We're already broke. We got no job. We got nothing else going on for ourselves. We might as well just drive to Atlanta. At least maybe we'll meet some girls. So we drove from New York down to Atlanta, and I walked into the audition, and I looked at Stephen Hill, who's now the president of BT, and I said, look, I want to audition again. I had the same name tag as from New York. And he said, we just cut you. And I said, I know, but I want to keep trying. And so I tried again, but I was better this time because I practiced the script that I had in New York. So I was better than anybody else that was there. And because of that, he said, you're still not ready, but he gave me an internship. Then I went up to New York and I interned for Big Tigger for another year. So I'm 23 years old with a college degree, still interning, sleeping on somebody's floor, still not making it, still feeling just like you felt from Oxford, North Carolina, like this is never gonna happen to me. My mom calling me, telling me I need to get a job. People telling me I'm too skinny and not cute enough to be on TV. I've heard it all. Eventually, one day, Tigger gave the call and said he can't do it no more because he got a big offer down in DC, and they had nobody else that was there. Nobody else that learned the process, nobody else that knew the scripts like me, nobody else that had worked hard and just stayed humble enough, long enough to make it happen. And so I went literally, I was at an intern, I might have been making like $20,000 a year. That first contract was almost $500,000. So you went from making 20 grand to about 500,000 in one day to other people, but to myself, I'm like, I've been trying to do this since I was 15 years old. So to answer your question, I'm very excited that we're going on 10 years. I'm very humbled by the opportunity. I'm very anxious to see what's going to happen in the next 5, 10 years from now. And just to the young man that asked the other question, is just do not give up. Like he said, it takes a long time underground before you pop up out and you grow into that big tree.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Terrence J, host of BT's 106 and Park. Listen, it's all about making those proper right choices. When I was growing up, I had the option to get into drugs. I had the option to get into gangs. I had the option to use, you know, guns and all of those things that are rampant in our communities. I chose not to do those things. Some of the people that I knew growing up with that did are in jail. Some of the people that I knew from middle school and high school are now dead. Some of them are on drugs and they're strung out. And it's so unfortunate that they made those decisions. So when you look at all the things and all the decisions that you're making right now at age 13, 14, 15, 16, you got to think, where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you want to be in 20 years? I'm 27 years old. Do you want to be on TV? Do you want to be making money? Do you want to be following your dreams? Or do you want to be somewhere in jail? Do you want to be on drugs, or do you want to be dead? You got to think about those things when you're making all those decisions in life. So please try to make the right choices. You know what's right from what's wrong, and just go out there and follow your dreams. And no matter what's in your community or what's surrounding you, there's still another way out. There's still bigger things that you could be doing, and I want you to do those things. God bless.